Hi, this is Graham Jeacocke. Now, this is for the attorney, Steve Baughman, involved in the Ravi Zacharias scandal. Now, this is not to do with the scandal, but to do with an area that Steve was questioning about the book of Daniel, and Steve was attacking Ravi for saying that the book of Daniel was written in the 2nd century BC rather than the 6th century where Daniel was living. But I've just been listening to John Goldingay talking about the Old Testament. And it's on YouTube for you to listen to if you're interested in it. And it's very exciting because what he was talking about dealt with the doubt that Steve was going through. Because Steve was doubting that this book should be a real prophetic book when it was written in the 2nd century. But what Steve needs to be prepared to do is to look at the context of the situation that the Jews at that time in the 2nd century were facing. Now, I hope I've got it right. In the 2nd century, there was a man called Antiochus Epiphanes, and the Greeks had control of the Jewish area. So, but the more interesting thing here is the name Epiphanes, because I think it's derived from the word epiphany, and epiphany is the manifestation of Christ to the Gentiles, and Gentiles are non-Jews, as represented by the Magi in Matthew 2, verses 1 to 12. But here in this Greek ruler of the Jews, Antiochus Epiphanes, in this name, he believed he was a manifestation of God. You see, there's a real parallel going on with what I've just said about Jesus. Now, back to this problem that Steve has with Daniel. Now, the book of Daniel was written in the 6th century, okay? And as you know, Daniel has a lot of prophecies. Now, move on to the 2nd century BC. So we get closer to the birth of Christ. Now, we are in the exile because all the Babylonians, Assyrians, the Persians, the Medes, they're all battling for control in all the different centuries. And the Jews are right smack down in the middle of it. And they are oppressed by whoever the leader is at those particular times, okay? Now, someone picks up so we need to establish that this Greek ruler, Antiochus Epiphanes, was controlling the Jews at this time, right? And the Jews were doubting, and some were believing. So they went back to these texts that they had. Okay? But then this remarkable event happened. Antiochus Epiphanes, or rather Antiochus IV Epiphanes, was removed from power. I hope this is this is all I picked up. I was too excited to research it. I just took it on trust what John Goldingay has said, because this is what he does. I've got no reason to doubt. Anyway, we can verify history, can't we? Antiochus Epiphanes was removed from the power. Now, if we go to the book of Daniel, we know all these prophecies that are mentioned and people are scratching their heads on. And some Jew at this particular time frame read these texts. There was no mention of names, but the situation was they were drawing parallels, and so the Jews said, this is a prophetic book, and so they wanted to make the book of Daniel and put it in their Bible. They didn't know at the time it was prophetic. Just like any, if you go and read the books of the Bible, you'll see lots of scenes where prophets go up to people and nobody believes them, but some do. It's the situation that demonstrates a prophecy is true or a prophet is true, because a false prophet cannot make a situation come true. Now, anyway, basically, this would be rather a summary of what happened. I wouldn't say that is exactly what happened, but it probably could be. We know how people think. We do it today. But anyway, that's what I wanted to share. I think if you want to get a clearer idea or understanding, I suggest listening to John Goldingay, the historicity. Is that right? The historicity of Old Testament stories. I got there in the end. So, if you go into YouTube, type in the historicity of Old Testament stories by John Goldingay, and it's roughly an hour into it, but I suggest you start from the beginning. Anyway, that's it. Bye for now.